Loaded show ahead here on this edition of NFL Daily, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about a potential trade involving Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson. Also, Chris Jones. Could he be headed to Detroit to join the Lions? We'll tell you what ESPN had to say about that possibility. And Sam Howell, could he actually be a valuable piece on the NFL trade market? We'll dive in, discuss that possibility coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we do, a little fan survey out there for you. If you are over the age of 30 years old, like today's video. If not, comment and tell me how old you are. We just want to see, get some data on the age range of our audience out there. Thankfully, I am not 30 years old. I'll count my blessings for as long as I can. Like it if you're 30 or over. Comment your age. If you're younger than that, let us know. Let's start with this new report that is out on Justin Jefferson. Is there is growing momentum that the Vikings could be interested in a trade involving Justin Jefferson. It would be a bit of a shocker, to say the least, when you talk about one of the best receivers in football and the Vikings potentially moving on from a franchise player like this. Let's start with this from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. Florio says the following: the Vikings want, I believe, a franchise quarterback, and trading Justin Jefferson could be the key toward getting the return necessary to move up in the draft if that is what they want to do. I find it difficult to believe there isn't a better receiver in the National Football League than Justin Jefferson right now. And if you're the Minnesota Vikings, okay, the logic here is, all right, we're going to potentially trade Justin Jefferson to go get a franchise quarterback, but we're going to take away the best weapon that franchise quarterback could have. That just doesn't add up here. That's like trying to say 2 + 2 = 5, right? Jefferson, coming off a season where, even though he only played 10 games, still had over 1,000 yards with 5 touchdowns and 15.8 yards per reception. The year prior had 1,800 yards and 8 touchdowns with 128 catches. He's been phenomenal. Now, SB Nation put together a potential trade package involving the Bears and Vikings, an intra-division trade. Now, that sounds crazy just as it is. Here's the idea they came up with. The Bears received Justin Jefferson, the number 11 pick, the 2024 second-round pick at 42, another first-round pick at 2025, and then a 2026 second-round pick, while the Vikings received the number 1 overall pick and the number 75 overall pick. If I'm the Bears, I'd take that all day, and then I get to add Justin Jefferson to the fold to play along with Justin Fields. I'll make that work. Now, I'll say this, though. There's kind of just too many potential nightmares here, right? When you talk intra-division trade, you are going to suffer the consequences if it doesn't work out. It is going to be miserable. It's going to be painful for one of the two sides, potentially. And that's part of why I think it's so hard to imagine a trade like this potentially goes down intra-division like that. Should the Vikings trade Justin Jefferson? Our pinned comment today, weigh in. Tell us what you think. Y for yes, in for no. Our pinned comment today, weigh in, and let me know what you think. Today's show is sponsored by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. Choose 2 or more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points, strikeouts, maybe it's yardage, or maybe it's scoring, rebounds, whatever it may be. You can mix and match different leagues. The NFL, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, golf, and more. I got a look ahead to the Major League Baseball season. Got a little Rodriguez special going on here, as I got Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles to have more than 180.5 strikeouts, and Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners to have more than 168.5 hits. Let's say we put $20 down and both these hit. That's going to turn into $60 on PrizePicks. Play along with me. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS for a $100 deposit match. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, proud partner of Chat Sports. Check them out today. Could Chris Jones be on his way to Detroit? ESPN is predicting that the Detroit Lions will sign the Kansas City Chiefs star in free agency. Listen to this. There will be talk about a lot of veterans joining the Lions to try to break the curse and get them to the Super Bowl. But the best choice would be a player who already has won 3 of them. Jones of the Chiefs. Jones ranks second in pass win rate, 17.6% among defensive tackles, despite forcing a higher rate of double teams than anybody else in the top 20. Meanwhile, the Lions were just 27th in pass rush win rate, 38.5%, and could use some help to take attention away from edge rusher Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson, that is. You look at the job that Chris Jones played for the Kansas City Chiefs over the last several seasons, a crucial part to their success. I could argue that they would not have won those 3 Super Bowls had they not had Chris Jones on those teams. He is the most underrated, most underappreciated player in the entire National Football League. And you look at a Detroit team that's very close, that's looking to take that next step. You add in Chris Jones, who's been there, done that, that's won the championships. That changes everything potentially for this Detroit Lions team and might be the difference in them winning a Super Bowl title potentially. You look at the numbers for Chris Jones. He missed week 1 this year. If you recall, he was holding out, and they lost to the Detroit Lions without Chris Jones there. Then he came back and still finished with 10.5 sacks, 13 tackles for loss. Year prior, 15.5 sacks with 17 tackles for loss. Chris Jones looking for one more final big payday of sorts before he calls it quits from here on out, and I would expect him to go for a ton of money here. Now, he did say in the victory speech at the parade that he wants to come back to Kansas City, but he was a few drinks in when he did say that, and his agent might have something to say otherwise as far as the payday and such that he could be looking for. The Chiefs won't go away quietly. They're going to fight to keep Chris Jones, but we'll see how it plays out. Let's ask you now, where will Chris Jones play next season? Is he back in Kansas City? Is he in a place like Detroit? Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. For the latest happenings around the National Football League as well as the NBA, college football, and more, we are the place to be here at Chat Sports. We're talking about it all each and every day here on the channel. Best part about it, you can subscribe and not pay a penny. Subscribe now for free and stay up to date with everything you need to know going on throughout the NFL, NBA, college football, and more. Subscribe now. You'll be glad you did. What is next for Sam Howell? The Washington Commanders quarterback, according to reports, is expected to be interested, multiple teams are, in a potential trade for Sam Howell, which I know what some of you may be thinking, like, really? Of all the quarterbacks out there, Sam Howell? Apparently there's interest from a lot of different teams. Check this out. This is from Fox Sports. Multiple NFL sources believe several teams would be interested in trading for the 23-year-old who threw for 3,946 yards and 21 touchdowns at 17 starts last season. Did have the NFL worst 21 interceptions. They could potentially get a third-round pick for him, maybe more, if they decide they're willing to deal him in sometime around the draft. A team like the New York Jets, who know they'll need a quarterback in the future when their experiment with 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers ends, would be wise to make a call. Now, for me, a third-round pick for Sam Howell seems like a steep asking price, potentially, because I feel like I've seen enough from Sam Howell to know that he is not a full-time starter in this league, that he's going to be a career backup of sorts. But as far as the team goes, the Jets make a ton of sense for me. When you look at that Jets team last year, when Aaron Rodgers went down, they had to turn to Zach Wilson. Their season was essentially over immediately, right? You add Sam Howell into the equation, maybe the Jets are still a playoff team. That's the type of difference that he can make. Last year, I know that, he had a league-leading 21 interceptions, but that Commanders team was such a mess. In the right situation, Sam Howell could be a very good backup plan, especially if you got an aging veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers or something and need to have alternatives, potentially could make a lot of sense. So let's ask you guys, should the Jets trade for Sam Howell? Type T for trade, P for pass. Weigh in the comment section. Let us know what you think. If you enjoyed today's show, hit the like button. We'd certainly appreciate it. And we'll see you next time right here on NFL Daily.